We are going to demonstrate how to find your torso length so you can then properly adjust your pack to fit your torso. We have Sarah and Joel from our office. Joel is 6'4" and Sarah is 5'2", although height does not necessarily correlate with torso length. We'll start with Sarah, whose torso length is 18 inches. Let's measure to see the torso length at this position. Measure from the top of the harness here to the middle of the waist belt. Because not all of our ALPS packs have infinite adjustment options, the torso length available in the pack may not match your torso length perfectly. In our example with Sarah, her torso length is 18 inches, but the closest available option is 17.5 inches. When putting on the pack, one of the most important steps is to make sure that the waist belt is in the correct position, which should be in the center of your hip bone. After the waist belt is in the correct position, make sure the top of the harness is just below your neck bone. Other things you want to check include making sure that you don't have too much wrap on your shoulder straps and that your load lifter is at the correct angle. In the two examples on the screen, you can see how much of a difference there is between the left frame versus the right frame. On our red tail models, there are two buckles to choose between, and in the left frame, Sarah has the webbing through the top buckle. It's much more fitting for her to have the webbing through the lower buckle, as shown in the right frame. The tightness of the load lifter straps is perfect here. If you pull them too tight, the pack will be too close to your head. If you leave it too loose, the pack will be too far away from your body. Another fine-tuning adjustment is with the anti-sway straps on the side of the waist belt. This adjustment keeps the pack nice and snug to your hips and legs, which is really important when you're walking, especially on uneven ground. We're now going to demonstrate how to find the right fit on Joel, who is 6'4" and has a torso length of 20.5 inches. Even though he's over a foot taller than Sarah, his torso is only 2.5 inches longer. We'll again measure the torso length of the pack, this time at this position. It's at exactly 20.5 inches, so it should fit perfect. Joel will make sure that the waist belt is in the correct position at the center of his hip bone. Now that the waist belt is in the correct position, we'll make sure that the top of the harness is just below his neck bone. Again, we'll check to make sure that he doesn't have too much wrap on his shoulder straps and that his load lifters are at the correct angle. In the two examples on the screen, you can see how much of a difference there is between the left frame versus the right frame. In the left frame, Joel has the webbing through the bottom buckle. It's much more fitting for him to have the webbing through the upper buckle, as seen in the right frame. The load lifter tightness has the pack in the proper position, not too close to his head or too far from his body. The last fine-tuning adjustment is with the anti-sway straps, which Joel will tighten now. This video only references torso adjustments and fine-tuning adjustments. Please view our other video on how to properly fit your pack after the torso length has been adjusted.